everyone. I hope you are having a fantastic time at JiraCon23. It's truly an exciting event, and Chris and I are absolutely thrilled to be a part of this year's edition. We are recording this presentation earlier because during the event we are in Rotterdam, where the largest Atlassian community event this year will take place tomorrow. We wanted to make sure that wouldn't be any internet problems here, so you are watching this video now. But we'll be connecting live during the Q&A session, so feel free to write down your questions. For those who may not know us, I'm Kate, and with me is my colleague Chris. I will tell you a few words about us at the moment. Today, we have the pleasure of diving into one of the hottest products in the Atlassian portfolio, Jira Service Management. During our presentation, we'll walk you through how to get started with this product. We'll explore its key features together. I'm so excited because the Jira Service Management represents not just a product, but a solution. A solution that can transform the way organizations manage their services and support their customers. Chris and I represent our company, which we founded 3 years ago together with our friend Peter. I am a Chief Product Officer, Peter is Chief Technology Officer, and Chris is CEO. We are an Atlassian marketplace partner specializing in Jira Service Management apps. In total, you can find 8 of our solutions on the Atlassian marketplace. Moreover, we belong to the Atlassian Ventures program, which supported us a lot, especially at the beginning. But our presence in the Atlassian ecosystem is definitely longer than 3 years. Chris has been in the ecosystem for 12 years. He implemented the first ITSM project in Poland for the MetLife insurance company. He remembers the first Atlas camps and Atlassian summits. I joined the ecosystem 7 years ago, and all this time I'm trying to be an active member of our community. That's why I'm also an Atlassian community leader. Our experience, but also certifications, we are both Atlassian certified experts, strengthen the feeling of we know something about this ITSM area. Let's share this knowledge with others. And that's why we are here today. So let's start with today's topic, Jira Service Management.
To explain what Jira Service Management is, let me tell you a little bit history about Jira itself. In 2002, Jira 1.0 was launched by Mike and Scott, and it was designed to help them to provide support to third-party companies. After just 3 years, they had more than 1,000 customers. Today, Atlassian has 250,000 customers. Let's go back to Jira Service Management. At the beginning, it was called Jira Service Desk, and it was just the extension to Jira. It became a separate product in 2013, and from that time, it's still growing. Today, there are 3 separate Jira-based products. Jira software is widely used as a software development tool. It provides Kanban and Scrum boards used by agile teams. Jira Work Management is a friendly and intuitive platform for business teams and daily projects built for cross-team collaboration. And finally, Jira Service Management delivers great customer and employee service experience. The main part is a place where people can write their requests. This place is called Customer Portal. We'll dive into details a little bit later. Each Jira product has its own dedicated audience, but very often they coexist together to bring more value to the entire organization. A licensed user is a basic role for each Jira. This user can perform actions on issues like changing the status or edit the request. Jira Service Management is a little different. It has 2 additional roles that are important to understand that platform.
As Chris mentioned, Jira Service Management has various roles based on a combination of licensing, global permissions, and project permissions. In real life, people play different roles in your service project. Your team may have an IT manager who reports on your team's progress, or you may work with consultants or contractors. The first group of people are collaborators, who are a specific type of license users in your Jira site, whom agents in Jira Service Management work with. They usually belong to internal teams in your organization, and they occasionally assist agents with customer requests by making internal comments. For example, developers who help support staff analyze a bug and add a comment that explains that cause and any workaround available. In the case of Jira Service Management, we have two roles who are license users. The first role are project administrators who set up the service project and manage users. They have access to all features in Jira Service Management and set up all elements such as portals, request types, queues, reports, and SLAs. We'll describe them in detail later. The second group are agents. They work on customer requests and add customers to the service project. They are responsible for all communication between customers and your company via service desk. In this solution, we also have unlicensed users, so you don't have to pay for them. Customers send requests to your service project through different channels. They can share requests with other customers, and we call them request participants. Now, let's see what are the options for customers to create this request to receive support from you as quickly as possible.
There are 5 ways of request creation, but not all of them are available to customers directly. Let's quickly describe them. Creating a request by sending an email is very comfortable. Customers can discuss the case with agent via email only. The thing is, it will not work for more complex requests where you need to do some action on the portal or simply check the current status of the request. Then the customer portal comes into the play. It's a place where customers can raise a new request and work on the existing one. I will go back to this in a moment, as this is the biggest feature in the entire Jira Service Management and it simply requires a dedicated slide. We can also embed a widget on the third-party tool like e-commerce site. It allows to create a request by anyone outside of Jira. In our case, we use it to allow marketplace page visitors to send us a question. There is an easy way that agents create a request on behalf of the customer. It might be useful when agents provide phone call support. Remember, this option is available from agent view only. And the last one is REST API, which is very specific and not obviously considered as a support channel. One of the most common scenarios is integration with alerting tools. An active incident might trigger request creation in Jira Service Management to let agents know about ongoing incident. At the end, there is always a request that customers can work on the portal. On the previous slide, I mentioned Customer Portal as one of the channels to create requests. It's a main place for customers to create and work on requests, as they don't have access to the agent site. The very first thing when we can see on the portal is a help center. It's basically a list of available service projects. Each project has its own service catalog, and each item in a catalog is called a request type. They can be also packed into groups for a better experience. It's also a good practice to have no more 7 request types within one group. You might have questions about the configuration, but Kate will show you later what are the options. Let's create a new incident that some users can't log into Jira. I will go to the customer support project and I will choose a technical support request type. Here you can see the form with the fields to fill in. It's up to the settings what will be displayed here. In this example, you see the basic fields like summary, description, component, and there's also a way to share the file with the support team. In this particular situation, we have also a priority field. So now I'm going to create a new request. I will choose a component and click send. Our request has been created. This is all the customers see regarding the ticket on the portal. We have all information that are needed. There's a status to inform us where the issue is in the workflow. We also see the request details that we provided during the issue creation. Here we have a section with comments to talk with the agents, and this is the only one way to interact with agents on the entire portal. Sometimes we might want to share an attachment with the service team, and it's possible and easy to do. In this particular situation, you see more than Jira Service Management provides out of the box. There is a dynamic banner, additional action to execute by the customer on the portal. There's also a workflow preview on the right side. Keep in mind that those features come from the Appsvio apps and are not part of the Jira Service Management. Once we discuss the request view, let's see how we can preview all tickets that customers created on the portal. So to do so, I will go to the request page created by me, and on that page you can use filter to search by the tickets in a specific status. There's also option to search for tickets created by other member of your organization. This is a very simple page. There are not many features here, but it's all what is needed for the basic usage.
Now let's see what it looks like from the perspective of the agent handling the request. As you can see, my screen looks a little different. First of all, this is the issue view, which you know well if you use Jira. However, it has elements unique to service projects. First of all, there is a link here that allows us to open the request on the portal. Thanks to this, I have the same view that the client sees, as Chris has just shown. We also have a special panel here where we can see SLA clocks. If any of you don't know SLA metrics, don't worry, Chris will discuss this later in his part. In case of comments, there are two modes available: internal, add internal note, and public, reply to customer. The agent can write a response to the client. Okay, we are working on it. So it will be a public comment, also available from the portal. But as an agent, I can also leave a comment for my colleagues. So I'm clicking add internal note. Again. For example, I can ask for testers to check the issue or summarizing the ticket status for my colleague when I go on holiday, or put only some comment, internal comment. This comment is not visible to the customer. In the case of fields, which is unique to JSM, we have 3 new fields available. The first one is organizations. The second one, request participants, and the third one, request type. We can group clients into organizations, which allows them to share tickets with colleagues, for example, from the same company. This request can also be shared with individual people, and then these people appear in the request participants field. Request type defines which form and with which set of fields is available to the customer. Let's see how to configure it. So I'm going to the project settings. Here I have got request types section in the project configuration. You can see the list of all request types available for this customer portal, for this project. You can see that they are collected into portal groups, which help customers to find a form which they need, especially if you have got many of them in this customer portal. So let's open technical support. As you can see, we can configure 2 views here: a request form, what the customer sees on the portal, and issue view, what the agent sees in Jira. In the request form configuration, I can change the name of the form, enter its short description, But above all, I can choose which fields will be available for the customer to fill. Of course, I can decide if the field is required or optional. In case of issue view, I can configure the fields that will be visible to the agent. Importantly, they don't have to be the same fields that the customer sees. Thanks to this, I can show fields in the issue view that are configured for the internal needs of the team. Let's remember that agents' work is not separated from other teams. Cooperation with the development team is very important. A typical example is when a customer reports that their application is not working. I, as an agent, can then easily create a ticket in the development project. So I'm clicking Create, selecting Development Project, as you can see, I have a template from one of our apps, so I have some information in fields now. Okay, and in case of the support ticket, which I've presented few minutes ago, I don't know what is the step, so I put simply information: Jira doesn't work. Okay, I remove it. Oh no, it should be here. I don't know how to replicate this behavior for the customer. Okay, the customer can log into Jira. Okay, so this is it, very simple. So customer can't log, and we put here information, that's it, Jira. Okay, and this is it. What's more, I'm going to this ticket and link this ticket with this support ticket. Okay, so this is linked, and let's see how it looks like on the customer portal. So we are on the request details view, and as you can see, here is the linked ticket, which I've already created. It's also this public comment, which I put a few minutes ago. In these linked issues, I can see the priority and also the status, so it's additional information for the customer. The last element I must mention for agents are queues. They are available from the main navigation in the service project. This view is the main view on which the service agent works. Here he sees requests that are waiting to be processed. As you can see, I have 3 sections here. Start, which are added by myself by clicking this icon. Team priority, which collects the most important queues which a support team should focus on. And the last one called other. There can be a lot of queues and they can be defined based on various parameters. So here this is the example. This is my queue assigned to me, and I'm clicking edit queue. And as you can see here, we have got a basic search, but we can also switch to JQL. I can also define columns representing fields. A very important column is time to resolution or time to first response, as well as others related to SLA matrix. They determine in what order requests should be handled by agents. Let's now move on to discuss what these SLA metrics are and why they are so important to the support teams.
How fast we react to the newly created request is indeed very important to the overall customer satisfaction. With Jira Service Management, you can keep your team on track by setting goals for how quickly you manage customer issues. If those goals are set by your customer contracts, you might know them as a service level agreements or simply SLAs. In a summary, SLAs track the progress of things like respond to all requests within 2 hours or resolve high priority requests within 24 hours. SLAs are visible by agents when they work on the request. When the time passed in the SLA, the metric changed the color to red. It means the issue needs urgent attention from the team. Under the service project, you can find a bunch of reports. They are sufficient for most basic usages. My favorite one is called SLA met versus breached, and it simply presents how many issues have met or failed the metric. In real life, we have more requests to handle. We can use the queues that Kate mentioned to sort all requests based on the selected metric so the support team can focus on urgent requests first. For those who wonder how the SLAs are defined, here you have the example of the time to the first response metric. We can see here the default response time is set to 8 hours, but for the critical changes, the SLA switched to 2 hours only. So the SLA can be dynamically modified based on the value on the issue. Let's talk about cost of Jira Service Management. All depends on the hosting. You can choose between data center and cloud, and plan level for cloud only. The pricing for data center is quite straightforward, but remember about the user tiers. You can buy license for 20 agents, 50 is a minimum. There are some exceptions, but for more information, please reach out to Atlassian or solution partners like Trundle. In terms of the cloud, we have 4 different plans and we can choose how many agencies we need. The most important is to remember that we pay for agent accounts only, not for customer accounts. If you are not sure which plan is for you, call for Trundle experts.
Probably most of you know or have the ITIL certification. It's worth mentioning that Jira Service Management is ITIL certified. So let's discuss some of the features of Jira Service Management and how they aid in implementation of service strategy processes. Change management. This is an IT practice designed to minimize disruptions to IT services while making changes to critical systems and services. More than just a change request, a good tool will set up approval workflows, risk assessment, and deployment tracking. All of them are available in service projects. Problem and incident management. When things go upside down, a tool can bring your IT operations teams together to rapidly respond to, resolve, and continuously learn from incidents. In Jira Service Management, you can group incidents into problems, fast-track root cause analysis, and record workarounds to minimize the impact of incidents. Request management. A service management tool can manage work across teams with one platform, so your employees and customers quickly get the help they need. You can tailor request forms to meet each team's unique requirements and bring together requests from different channels, SLAs, a knowledge base which you can set up using Confluence, and customer feedback tools will help you stay on top of business relationship management and focus on what your team does best. Configuration management. Part of your service strategy is the implementation plan. A tool like Jira Service Management will help you gain visibility into the infrastructure that supports critical applications and services. IT asset management is the process of ensuring an organization's assets are accounted for, deployed, maintained, upgraded, and disposed of when the time comes. Put simply, it's making sure that the valuable items in your organization are tracked and being used. With JSM, it's so easy to implement it due to having assets feature available as a native feature in premium plans or in apps. And the last thing, knowledge management. A knowledge base is the foundation of a knowledge management practice. The knowledge base can include FAQs, troubleshooting guides, and any other details you and your customers may want or need to know. This process is available in Service Project thanks to connection with Confluence, another Atlassian product, and creating articles available from Portal View. So definitely you can find more features in JSM that we presented today, but they are more advanced, so they need more experience to implement them in your companies. Okay, so how to develop your career towards managing service project? I hope that you know Atlassian University, which offers many courses to broaden your horizons. Here you can also find a dedicated ITSM learning path. By the end of this learning path, you will be able to, firstly, understand and apply core IT service management concepts and principles, and secondly, configure and use Jira Service Management and other tools to implement the ITSM processes. If you are thinking about reasons why you should consider Atlassian University for your ITSM learning needs, I have 3 reasons. Quality content. Courses curated by experts. I know many people from the Atlassian team responsible for these courses. I trust their knowledge and I'm pretty sure that can teach you a lot. Flexible learning. Courses are self-paced, allowing learners to adapt their schedules. And the last thing, affordable pricing. Some courses are absolutely free, what is awesome when you start, while others cost just $39. Once you completed these courses, I recommend to validate your knowledge with an official certification from Atlassian, ACP 420, Managing Jira Service Project for Cloud Certification. This exam is demanding, but worth to pass it. Okay, what else? How can you broaden your horizons in implementing ITSM ideas in your companies? You can download ebook created by our company. In this PDF, we explore common ITSM use cases. You will find some step-by-step configuration with detailed explanation, also with video tutorials. So if you want to know more, use this link or take your phone and scan the QR code. You are probably wondering, okay, how to start your adventure with JSM? First of all, you can create your test instance with the product and explore the possibilities offered by this product yourself. Think about what problems you want to solve, for example, the difficulty of marking who is responsible for the customer's request, when so far you have only provided support via email. Write down your requirements, expectations, and needs. Try to compare them with the functionalities available in Jira Service Management. I strongly encourage you to consult Atlassian solution partners, for example, Trundle, who will help you with the entire configuration. And Trundle gained the ITSM specialized badge. However, above all, remember that the product, the entire solution, is supposed to support you, your company, and your processes. Of course, not everything is always available out of the box. Some requirements are impossible to meet natively. This is where apps available on the Atlassian Marketplace come in handy. If here are people familiar with Jira Service Management, they must have noticed that some screenshots, some elements in our presentation included functionalities that are not available natively. We didn't focus on them because they are not the subject of this speech. Here we have collected a short summary of which of our apps may be useful for you when adopting Jira Service Management in your companies. The most popular solution is Feature Bundle, an app with which your customers will be able to edit tickets. Natively, this is not possible after creating a ticket. In addition, you can display additional information on the request, such as the workflow described in detail and what is happening step by step. This extension will also allow you to show additional values in the request, for example, linked tickets from other projects. Additionally, with this app, you can create customizable banners and place them anywhere on the portal, informing your customers about known incidents or holidays. What's unique is that you can display them based on configured conditions. Another solution that may prove useful is customer and organization management. As the name suggests, it allows you to manage this object. You can create attributes and assign them to specific customers or organizations. For example, phone number, office where they work, or their manager if you use a portal for internal employees. And the last solution that may prove very useful on a large scale is Issue Merger. With this add-on, you can easily combine issues when they are similar and manage incidents linked to the problem in one place. We encourage you to check out our portfolio on the Atlassian Marketplace. I hope you find something that will be useful in your teams. Thank you for your time. We hope this presentation was valuable to you. Now is the time for you to ask us questions. So this is the Q&A session. You can also search for us under the People section in the menu to book a meeting or chat. We also encourage you to schedule meetings with us via Calendly after the event. Thank you once again for your time.